good people. I hope all is well and you're hanging in there by the grace of God. In the midst of all these demons, I'm just playing with y'all. I'm just checking in. Want to chat for a little bit. Want to talk about some things without the cards. Just look at the pretty images in the background. I hope they don't pull it. Because of the images, I decided to have no background sound, no cards. Just want to check in with you. How are you doing? I hope you're maintaining and holding the space for love, peace, and harmony. We are being called to keep raising our consciousness, to keep elevating, to keep ascending. And I know sometimes it's going to be challenging, but you got this. I just want to thank you all for taking the time to listen to me. Listen to the God, source, using my voice as a speaker box for the divine's will and word. I really appreciate it. Listen, I know there are some supporters and evil eye watchers in the midst that's viewing. Thank you both. Okay. I ain't got time to be mad and sad because nobody don't like me and you don't know me. That's ignorant. Okay? Get to know God. Bless your heart, dear child. Bless your heart. You know what? Let's just take a moment to share the fact and be grateful about God's love reigning supreme over us all. As I was recollecting, because I was really here thinking, like, as soon as you say farewell to the discord, as soon as you say bye-bye to the haters, as soon as you decide to just let it be, what is that in the background? Hold on, y'all. I'm back. There's always some type of darn disruption that's going on, but that's okay. We're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna keep it moving. That's what we've been charged to do right now. But as I was recollecting, thinking about some things, like I said, when you decide to say farewell to the discord, to the naysayers, to the haters, to those who don't mean you well, sometimes all hell do break loose. And it's it breaking loose within them too. Listen, this separation was for both parties, for both groups, whoever you decided and had to separate from. Now, you decide to separate because you needed some space. You need some time to heal, to recover, to feel better, to get better. You dedicated some time to do that. And they took it personally. That was their chance as you was working on healing, clearing out, cleansing, and renewing. That was their chance to do the same. But instead, all hell is breaking loose within them. They choose to continue to hate. They choose to debate on why you ain't no longer talking or want to be around them. They still choosing to say you think you better than them. Next time they say that to them, say that to you. Say, yes, I am. Because I'm choosing to do the work. To walk with God. To be in alignment with a higher power. or don't pay them no mind. But you know, that's what they doing over there. All hell breaking loose is within you too. You got to go through the darkness just to access the light. You do. You have to look at some things. And it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. It's going to be trying. It's going to be a trial. But you will get through. Some things you ain't going to be able to get over, but you will get through. And when you really build a relationship, a true relationship with the Lord, you learn He is royalty with a humble spirit. Because, you know, it's one thing about me, when I'm channeling energy, when I'm channeling or when I'm speaking or when I'm talking or expressing, sometimes it's so much information coming in, I jump from one subject to the next too quickly. So the divine had me to review that. I mean, it's not a mistake. It's not anything negative about it, but had me to see that within myself. When I said the Lord doesn't make you worship, I mean, when you build a relationship with the Lord, that's a humble spirit. It's really pure, unconditional love. Now, the light of God working through Him, around Him, and within you, and you're aligning, you're naturally inclined to worship, praise, and love the Most High. Because your heart desires it. Some folks try to twist that word that I said. The Lord does not demand anyone to worship. God doesn't force or push anyone to love, to be in the will of God. That's why it's free will. It's a choice. Okay? You decide to have a heart-to-heart connection with God. And I'm going to say this again. God is not hateful. God doesn't punish. God doesn't send you to hell. You do all those things to yourself. Or you let others do it for you. And that's another thing you may be battling too. Not just your own demons, but you got to think about them soul ties. Who you linked up not only with lovers, exes, but also with friends, with family, demons in the bloodline. When you decide to be the positive spirit in the group, in the family, in the friendship, expect to be spiritually attacked. Expect the warfare. But you remain in, and I'm learning that we have been shifted. Some of you may be feeling this too. We have been shifted where when you keep choosing to not allow the discord to cause you any disharmony, any lack of peace, any conflict on the inside, we're trying to navigate into the new earth. So you're going to choose on the daily to rise above it all. You don't have the energy or time to waste on anyone that keeps trying to pull you down into hell with them. Those who choose to keep believing in a punitive, hateful God, I have to speak on this because my last message, God is not hateful, was for y'all. If you want to stay in that box and see God in that way, that's up to you. Get it how you live. You heard me? Get it how you live. Ain't nobody safe out in these streets nowadays, okay? We are all right now under the divine's reign and supreme over us all. We all have to be conscious and alert and aware of our actions, of our deeds, of our words, of our sayings, of our doings. Karma in high effect right now. It's clean up. clean up time. I've been checked by the Lord. Okay? And it was still in a loving, kind, firm tone. When you're weary, you forget sometimes. It's okay. But you have to be reminded. In Ephesians, the Lord kept. I've been studying that. Ephesians and Philippians. When you have some time, read both of those. Okay? The book of Ephesians and the Gospel of Philippians. And I was like, Lord, why am I? Because I felt it impressed upon my heart. I read it more than once. I felt like I was studying it, like I had to have it imprinted in me, within my being. And the Lord said, it's a reminder of the power of God within you. That's that intellect that we hold within. We are connected to infinite intelligence. That means we have to be emotionally intelligent too. Because I've been tried at work. I work with the people. And what I'm noticing about a lot of people right now, people need to heal. People not doing the inner work. People not doing the shadow work. And then they want to lash out. And then on the other hand, I have some people that just need a listening ear. Need a companion. Need a confidant. Lonely. Just spilling the beans about their life and what they're going through. Some even crying on the phone with me because they told me they sensed my kindness. They said I was a gem and they felt blessed. Really, they in the presence of the Lord when they do that. All the glory belongs to God. And we all need to release sometimes. And I'm there to be that listening ear. That's just in my bloodline. That's with a lot of souls in my bloodline. We have that gift. Like I said, that last message was for those kind who think that God is hateful and punitive. Get it how you live. This is cleanup time. Some folks are just going to get left behind. Excuse me. It is what it is. Something did not want me to say it. I suggest you really get to know God or get trapped in the deception. Listen, God's love, grace, mercy, and favor, that power over us right now is so huge, it's so big, it's so divine. Yesterday I was out and about handling business with my son. And I had to wake up earlier than usual because I work the night shift, so I'm usually sleeping part of the day. So I had to wake up in the morning. So I'm a little out of it. I ain't thinking straight. I'm kind of a little flustered too. And so as we are in the car riding, I was like, oh, I forgot to pray. You know, I spent my time with the Lord. I said the Lord's Prayer when I first woke up. I spent my gratitude time, about 5 or 10 minutes. I spent time with God. But I want to pray with my son before we head out. Because it's crazy out here in them streets right now. Okay? And I'm in the ATL, shawty. It's like the Wild Wild West out here sometimes. So I have to have on the full armor of God at all times. I have to be mindful and aware of that. So when we got in the car, I was like, oh no, I didn't get to pray with my son because I want to pray with him before we head out that door. But then all of a sudden, I didn't hear anything. I felt the presence of source. I start getting this little shaky vibration feeling within me. And I knew the Holy Spirit was really intuitively, I knew Holy Spirit was saying, Listen, I'm always with you. Just tune in. Just tap in. You're protected. You're safe. You're good. So I started saying the Lord's Prayer. I said it about 3 times, and that steadied my energy. That's because I became even more one with God. And it did turn out to be a smooth day. Things were moving fast and smooth. And then the people that we were connecting with were godly, were helpful, were assisting me because, I'm new to living in the Atlanta area. So I don't know my way around these parts. So I ain't afraid to ask some questions. And I was met with some good, kind people. Even my son was saying, they seem like they would be part of our family. I said, you're right. That was God. All the glory belongs to God. And I shared that with you because really this is the time that we need to keep trusting in the divine. This is a transcendence we're going through, a transformation we're going through, and a transmutation. All that we have to be processing and conscious of. That's how much we are shifted into a higher vibration. We are being called to go higher. You may have also been asked, you may be feeling it deep, the nudging, to change your diet, to step away from this person for a little bit, to tune out of social media for a day or two, to listen to that, to read this, listen to the guidance right now. We're being called to listen to the guidance right now, to listen to the divine whisperings. I was challenged within the past week. I was weary, and I'm still trying to get my strength up. This heaviness that we're feeling right now, you do have to really ground your energy, connect with the divine, make a conscious effort to do that. Get in that word as much as you can so you can hear clearly, so you can feel the presence even more, so you'll know the next steps that you need to take. Start writing down some things. Even if you have just a question where you write down, God, what is my next step? I guarantee it may not come right then and there, but the answer will come. Wait patiently. We're in this time right now. And how the divine was really speaking to my heart. Look, this unforgiveness, I'm telling you, as a human being, you can have a sinful nature. You say God hates sins, that means you saying God hates you, and that's not true. Okay, because we all make mistakes. But when you decide to have a personal relationship with a higher power, you start being more conscious and aware of how you're moving and maneuvering. And, when you start cleaning out, when you start, disconnecting, detaching from toxic people, places, and things, you get clear in the mind, body, and spirit. Right now, it is a time for us to take better care of our temple. I feel that strongly. Like I said, we're in the process of transforming. We're in the process of transcending. We're in the process of transmuting. We're in the process of traveling sometimes in your thoughts. It may be some things that you are reviewing. We're works in progress. Forever, I'm telling you. I will see him because the Lord was really speaking to me about this unforgiveness again, how it manifests into illness, into disease. And he showed me how it used to mess with my body, with the father of my child. I went through a lot with this dude. I was humiliated, cheated on, lied, abused in all types of ways. And I was young and I didn't know how to process it. So I internalized it. I tried to escape. I tried to numb because the pain, that first love, the heartache, it was a hardship. Let's just say that. And when we did separate, the brunt of the parental responsibility was on me. So I was in survival mode. So every time I was in this person's presence, the Lord showed me my leg be shaking. I'd be mumbling and grumbling like, touch the motherfucker. I couldn't look him in the eye. I didn't really want to talk to him. I look back on it now, but we say, back then, you say you're a Christian, and I'm just talking about me personally, but maybe some of you can identify. You say you're a Christian, but your heart ain't that warm. You holding on to a lot of stuff, but that was interrupting my peace within. My legs shaking. I couldn't really sit still around this person. I really didn't want to be in their presence. Even somebody brought up the name, like, oh, hell no, not bring that Negro name up. It was like that. Thank God I've got through it. Now I wish that person well. Even if they have some issues with me, it ain't got nothing to do with me. It's something that needs to be healed from that past. I still wish them well. I can pray for them. I can be in their presence right now. I can be civil with them. And some things about their life that I still disagree on. We can agree, disagree. We could be civil about it. We ain't got to be hateful and angry about it. That anger builds up. Anger weighs you down to hell. Unforgiveness weighs you down to hell. Bitterness weighs you down to hell. That hate, that fear weighs you down to hell. Unforgiveness is one of the greatest sins. And the Lord gonna keep having me to say that. And if it ain't for you, it ain't for you, but it's for somebody that needs to hear it. And sometimes I still need to be reminded of it. Let it go. Let God. Why do you want to hold on to any of that? It has power over you. Think about it. Okay? We're being shifted into this higher vibration. And then after I went through my deliverance, the Holy Spirit wants me to be transparent about some things. To relate to you. But as I went through my deliverance, I was living with someone, a long-term relationship. And, we were going through some stuff, some turmoil, some conflict, not on the same page. And I was starting to feel more often that we are unequally yoked. So after I purged my guts out, that was deliverance. Then I also went through this being reborn in the spirit when I had the out of a body experience. I was reset in that way. New eyes, new mind. it was renewed. I was seeing clearly. I was seeing what was not right within me. I was working on that, but also surrounding me with people too. My discernment, it was getting clearer. And I'm going to keep it real. Living with someone, stop having sex. Yeah, the Lord had me doing that. So, celibate now for like over 2 years now. It's rough out here in these streets. Let me stop. But it's all good. Because when you focus on your healing, that ain't on your mind. It really ain't. Because you're trying to level up. You're trying to get to the next level. You're trying to elevate into this higher vibration. Raise your consciousness. Open up your sacred heart. But it's cleansed from the alcohol, cleansed from the weed. Yes, I used to smoke. I used to use that as a bridge to healing when I was going through my grief with losing my nephews. Both of them were tragic deaths, and I was using it every now and then. That was one of my vices, but I was cleansed from that. Cleansed from the sexual, because I started seeing the attachments to this person, and I was absorbing this energy. I was taking on that energy, and I wasn't shielding or protecting myself, and the Lord had to make me see that. So yes, the situationship turned into a roommate situation. Getting to know you, getting to know all about you, getting to know me, getting to hope you don't like me. Let me stop. I don't know what she said, but that's basically what it was, though. When you go through this deliverance, it's a process, layer by layer. It didn't all happen at one time, and I'm still a work in progress. I'm always going to be, as a human being on this earth. It's always going to be some type of challenge, something that's unpredictable, something that's unknown, that's uncertain, that's going to come to me and challenge me in some type of way, maybe break my heart in some type of way. But that's the risk you take when you choose to love again, when you choose to have life again. Some of you may have lost your kids, may have lost some close loved ones, and there are people that are judging you because you have life, you have joy, you have some sense of peace. And I think that's so sick and sad, because that means you don't know God. It means you're awakened to the truth, because death is an illusion. It's a gift that's given to us when we can reconnect with those that are in the afterlife on a heart-to-heart connection. Your light is activated with their light. The heart is a portal. Ain't nobody in that grave, and those ashes, they ain't there. Okay. The consciousness of them is still alive. The spirit of them is still alive. The soul is alive and well. And you're being judged on you having that type of knowing. But that is okay. Maybe they'll learn one day. Maybe they'll be able to be open to have that gift one day, because it's a gift from God. And my angel God is here speaking to me about this. But after he committed suicide, he wants me to say this. He travels to some type of void, a dark void. And he said it wasn't scary. It's very quiet, though, very still. And he was suspended in that darkness. And then all of a sudden the images started coming. The life review. He was just enjoying the stillness. And when he transitioned, he wants me to say this, but when he transitioned, he was still trying to figure out his spiritual stance, his spiritual path. He was going through the grief. He was an individual twin. He was going through the grief of losing his twin brother, but he was also going through a spiritual awakening and trying to figure out who he was as an adult now on his own without his brother. That's a lot. That was a weight. And then trying to, as a medium, because I know how it was when I was young, but imagine trying to process the mediumship on top of all that too. And feeling all this darkness, these demons of the past, of the bloodline chasing you down because you're the brightest light. You're the purest one. Wanting to take your soul. But it didn't happen. The divine was there the whole time. That's why he said Jesus is the one. It's at the point now. It used to be back in the day, where we felt like, okay, let them figure out their spiritual path. Now, it's best to talk to your kids or grandkids about accepting Christ into their heart, that light of God into their heart, that consciousness into their heart, teaching them those ways, showing them those ways, growing with them in that way. Times have changed. We are in that time right now where the divine is saying, save the kids. Save the kids. It's a lot going on behind the scenes with kids. Too many children being sacrificed. In the dark, underground, behind the scenes, somewhere. So keep praying on that too. Keep praying about that. But I think I just wanted to take some time to spend some time with you in a higher power. But yeah, I also just want to share some things about what I've been going through. And I was going through some spiritual attacks. They sending entities in my dreams, but I'm recognizing like, hell no, that's a portal. Cover up those antiques or whatever in old ass, let me stop, rickety looking homes that just felt creepy, spooky, dark, trying to attack me in that way, trying to enter my energy field in that way, even sending negative images to my sister in a dream where someone is attacking me and killing me. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. I believe. Ain't no demon or devil alive more powerful than God. That Ephesians that's the reminder for us. That Ephesians is reminding you about the power of love and the power of authority that you have been gifted while you're walking on this earth. So I just wanted to take some time to remind you of that. I got through. I'm going to always get through. I'm going to always rise above. They can keep letting the hell break on the inside of them, because then maybe you can ascend up to the heavens. Break! They keep wanting you to break. Break open so the light of God can shine in. Keep saying farewell to the discord. Keep letting the hell break loose so you can be loosened from the hellions, from the haters, from the naysayers. Keep breaking them generational curses. And one of the generational curses, I was talking about this on one of the videos. Oh, I didn't leave it on for too long. It probably just had a few viewers, and I said, no, I didn't feel comfortable because it was a reading. It was like I chose to do a reading. It was in the early a.m., probably like after 4 or 5 a.m. a few days ago. I think it was on the weekend, this past weekend. And it was about breaking on through to the other side. But a mother figure, a matriarch figure came through. It was like a little short mediumship read. And then I started reading. It felt like a personal read, basically, about someone who was just dealing with the trauma of growing up in a violent environment. And I picked up on Chicago was one of the states. But I didn't want to keep it posted because I don't want to interrupt anyone's mental health right now. I don't want to jar anyone. I don't want to shake anyone up like that. I'm responsible like that right now because those shots with gunshots was unexpected. Like I say, I'm in ATL, shawty. And that's the first time I heard them gunshots. But I felt like it was some type of dark entity around me that had to play that out like that around me. And it unnerved me, but I got past it. I got through it. But just the fact, I don't edit videos. I don't have the time to do it. I don't have the energy to do it. I got so much on my plate right now. So I was going to post that because Spirit said it is speaking to someone. But I don't want to trigger anyone right now. But someone does need to deal with the trauma of violent, that's been a toxic cycle. Violence, rage, shooting, guns, crime. You're breaking that curse. And it's okay to be vulnerable. Some of us need to learn how, that's a generational curse too. You've been taught, don't cry in front of your child. What you crying in front of your child for? I remember I was crying one time over a dude that hurt my heart. I was telling my mom what was going on, and when I'm upset, I cry. And so my mom's like, it's Jaden in the room. That's the name of my son. I said, if he is, it's okay. I'm human. He need to see that I hurt too. Okay, lady? No, I'm just playing. I ain't tearing my mama down. But she old school generation, like, and she has changed in some ways. She's evolved in some ways too, but now she does tell us out loud she loves us. But that was back in the day. Like, don't let them say you sweat. Don't let them see you cry. Shoot. I did differently. Like, because I wanted my kids to know, look, I'm human. I get vulnerable. That's a generational curse that some of you have to break too. It's okay to be vulnerable. Some of you fight against that. Don't buck against the current. Release, release, release. So you can access the peace. Because it is a generational curse of like showing emotions, crying in front of your kids, and being vulnerable. Release, release, repeat, release for your peace. But yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna bring that video back. I just don't feel comfortable with it right now. It's a very sensitive time right now. And I know some of you are hypersensitive right now. Now, if you do somehow want to see that reading, if I see more than 5 people wanting to see that reading because maybe they want to connect, because it was a matriarch who who was a singer. She said she was a singer, but she had died tragically too. That was another thing that came through. But it was basically, I was reading about trauma, picking up on somebody's trauma that just was dealing with tragedy and grieving and how to get through it. So now, if it's someone that wants to see that video, hear that video, holla at your girl, just put it in the comments. Okay, if I don't see anybody say anything about it, dump. I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it be. Because right now I need to be responsible with my energy. Right now you need to be responsible with your energy. Right now you don't need to be stomping all over paper feet, taking up all the space. Letting things go. Being lighter and brighter. Forgiving. Forgive. 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 Okay, that's how you're going to ascend even more out of this hellhole on earth. Because look, the demons have been unleashed. It is what it is right now. But if you keep your vibrations connected to the divine, you're safe, you're protected, you're loved, you'll be all right. Okay? Is there anything else? Oh, well, Spirit want me to give you a word from Philippians 4:12 to 13. 2 words. Well, Philippians 4:12 through 13. I know what it is to be in need, and I know what it is to have plenty. I have learned the secret of being content in any and every situation, whether well fed or hungry, whether living in plenty or in want. I can do all this through Him who gives me strength. That's another thing. The inner strength, building it up. Keep developing that. Ephesians and Philippians. Read both of those chapters whenever you have some time. And Isaiah 40:31. And I'm going to leave on this good note. They who wait for the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. This is a promise for supernatural renewed strength. I hope you heard. That's a good word. I'm sending much love and light your way. Y'all stay safe out here in the streets. Okay? Stay prayed up. Keep on the full armor of God. Keep separating from those that don't mean you well. Let them have their space while you take the space to heal and hold the space for unconditional love, peace, and harmony. I'll catch you on the next go around.